Okay, so I'm just really excited to give you my 4 surprising secrets to real nutrition. And for most of you who are searching for health and really regaining your life, these may rock your world as they did mine. They're not the typical diet and exercise secrets. And while that there's value in those, and I have a few of those practical hints myself, these are a little bit more of the foundational things that have really set me on the path towards true healing rather than symptomatic relief. And so the first thing I want you guys to know is that these are from my own personal experience. These are not theories. These are things that I have found to be true in my experience and things that God has shown me. And so hopefully they'll resonate with you as much as they did with me. He gave me the term called identity-based nutrition, which is a term that I use to kind of bring this whole new paradigm to the world of health and nutrition. It isn't just about what diet plan that we need to be on, or what nutrition plan, or what protocol, and or what exercise routine. What we're looking for is to dig deeper, to heal from the deeper place inside, and let our bodies respond to that core place. So secret number 1 is something that God showed me, where he said, it's not as much about the food as it is about your identity. And at first I kind of thought, what does that mean? I don't really quite understand that. When I was really struggling with how is it that I find the health that I'm looking for, the life that I'm looking for, he showed me that what it is that you're wanting is to get connected to the core of who you are, the identity. And if you watch the previous video about the anatomy of transformation, that core is exactly the same thing that I'm talking about here. That core of who you are that is so whole and so pure and so connected to God. It's your true identity. And the more you get in touch with that, the more that your life expands and opens up, and you really get to experience it in your body. So that's secret number 1. It's not as much about food as it is identity. Secret number 2 is that symptoms that we experience, these are messengers. Symptoms are messengers. Whenever we have physical symptoms, the tendency in our world is to think of them as bad, to shut them down, to suppress them with all sorts of different ways of doing that. And I want to present kind of a short reframe on that. What I have found is that symptoms, whether it's pain, emotional or physical pain, or whether it's just symptoms in our bodies that are kind of showing signs of, I'm not okay here. These are simply messengers. They are not bad. They are actually our friends. They are here to show us that there is something more for us. We're not living in alignment with who we really are. And the pain is there. It remains. It only stays as long as the need for the message remains. So the pain's not here to stay. It only is there as long as we need it in order to come back into alignment with who we are. Come back to that core, come back to that center, and live from that center of who we are. So pain is a friend. It is not an enemy. Just like we wouldn't think of, like if we broke our arm or something, we wouldn't think in terms of just being like, oh, get over it, get on with it, let's move on with life. No, we're like, oh, okay, let's rest, let's recover. Let's use that pain as like a wake-up call to say, hey, something's not okay, I need to take care of my arm. Well, sometimes we'll do that with certain things like broken limbs and certain other areas. We're sort of comfortable with that. But when it comes to pain in certain places, we don't really know what to do with it. Like emotional pain, for example. Lots of times I talk with people, and they're open to the idea of working through emotional pain and being compassionate with their body and discovering what's underneath there. They don't have the tools. They don't really know what to do with it. So symptoms are just simply messengers. They're not meant to make you just throw in the towel and resign and say, nothing can be done, I'm just going to live this way for the rest of my life. No, that's called resignation, and that's not what has to happen for you. Symptoms are simply just telling us that there's something, that a place in our lives that we're living out of alignment with who we really are. And they're really gifts because they cause us to go deeper, to find what's really going on, and to discover the truth. So the next secret number 3, is that there is nothing wrong with you. And I want to explain this a little bit more. Often we kind of come from this universal belief that whenever we're having this pain in our life, or these problems in our lives and our health is not working out, that there's something really messed up with us. There's something really wrong. And I think cognitively, sometimes we know how to talk ourselves out of that, but at a deep level, there's this deep belief, there's something messed up about me, there's something wrong with me. I've done something wrong, or this is like a punishment for something wrong that I've done. And I've seen this happen a lot. I've seen this as a kind of a pattern with a lot of people, myself included. And when I discovered the truth that there is really nothing wrong with you, health is your natural state. I'm going to refer back to the anatomy of transformation analogy that I gave earlier about the core of who you are being whole and perfect. That is the truth about you. The core of who you are is whole and perfect. There is nothing wrong with you. Health is your natural state. The power to heal is already inside you. That's the natural part of you. The only thing blocking you from it are these things that I've been talking about, these blockages that are in our subconscious mind and our conscious mind that our body's responding to. And that's it. But if we can realize that there's nothing wrong with us, the core of who we are is whole and is perfect and is connected to God and is connected to love, then there's so much more of a chance that we'll be able to move past these blockages and be free. So that's a really exciting thing to me. I loved when God showed me that. Secret number 4 is it's the title is from the song. Love is an open door. It's from that new movie, Frozen. God really spoke to me through that. Love is an open door to everything that we're looking for. And oftentimes when we're working with our health and we're working with our bodies, we tend to come from a very self-demeaning approach. We tend to kind of come from this place of, I need to sort of beat myself into submission. You notice we do that with the way that we exercise, the way that we work out, almost like a self-punishment in a sense. If you've ever noticed that, like I need to like sort of get my body to submit to what it is that I want. And we do this with our diet. We're restrictive. We're punishing. We are, as overall, tendency to be very hard on ourselves. And what I found is that while we think that that's going to motivate us to change and towards good, it's actually hurting us in a really powerful way. And so while our bodies also, it responds to the false beliefs about us, it responds to all those negative emotions, it also can respond to the truth about who we are. It can also respond to the positive. It can respond to what's actually true about us. So the more that we know who we are at that deep level, the more that our body responds to that. So the more we're able to cultivate compassion and love and find out what that actually looks like in practical experience, then we're able to experience the love that's already inside of us. Refer to secret number 3 on this. And we're able to let that love out into the world, which is really what we're all looking for, that deep love, that deep connection that sometimes gets displaced. It gets put onto, that we find connection in external things. We find it in food, for example, whenever we don't feel like we have a connection with other people. We find it in substances. We find it in other areas of our life that is actually hurting us. But the more we get into deep connection with that love that's already present inside of us, the more that we can heal and we can find the life that we're actually looking for. So those are my 4 secrets. And I know these are very conceptual, and there's a whole lot more practical help that I have, but I just want to give you a foundation so that you can come from a place of love and compassion for what's going on in your body, for both the pain and for the places that you have desire to see your life open up before your eyes.